For our background, we're going to start with a watercolor technique called wet on wet. So paint your whole paper with clean water. And then start to drop color. And because the paper's wet, you'll see that the paint starts to spread itself. This works best with liquid watercolors. You could also use pan watercolors, or you could create your own liquid watercolors by watering down some acrylic paint. Because this is a landscape, I wanted to do some sunset colors, so I faded from blue to purple to pink to yellow. Once the paint has had a chance to spread, you can fill in some of those white spaces that are left. And don't worry too much about the very bottom of your paper. We're eventually going to cover it in tissue paper. So it does need to be painted, but don't do any nice details down there because they'll just be covered up. Next, we're going to create our cactus texture. So paint an entire sheet of paper green. This works best with finger painting paper, but you could do it on regular paper as well. Once your whole paper is covered, take a fork and start to scratch some texture into it. If you see that the fork isn't making any lines, it's probably because your paint is already dry. So add some more green paint on there and you can scratch the fork through the wet paint. Now it's time to start building our landscape. Take some brown tissue paper and tear it off into big pieces. Use a glue stick to add some glue at the bottom of your paper, and then start to layer the tissue paper so it overlaps each other. It's okay if it runs off the edge of the paper. And remember to keep this in the bottom part of your paper because we have more things that need to go up top. When you're done with the tissue paper, you can turn your paper over and trim off all that extra that runs off the side. Then we can use our cactus paper. You'll need one big stencil and one small stencil. Trace those on the back. And then cut them out. Once they're cut out, use a glue stick to put them on your paper. Put the bigger cactus farther down into the brown because that shows that it's closer to us, and put the smaller one right on top of your tissue paper to show that it's farther away. Then we can take our square of foil and draw a circle for the moon. Cut that out and glue it on in the corner. The last step is to take a black marker and draw some needles on your cacti.